Hey, so it's Rachel Naylor, Cadillac Sales Director, and I want to talk to you about how to work full circle virtually and get parties just rolling. So you just have parties booking from parties, and you have so many appointments on your books, and you're just meeting people from your appointments, and it's just great, right? So that's what I want to talk to you about. So, a couple of steps to do that. It's totally possible and really fun. And hopefully soon we'll be live. But a lot of these things you can take from virtual and use them live as well. There's just a few things that are obviously a little different. Okay, so first of all, figure out when you can do appointments. So get your calendar out and just figure out what days you're available. So if you want to work Tuesday and Thursday nights or Wednesday and Friday nights or whatever nights, it doesn't matter. But just pick it out and mark it on your calendar so when you're talking to people, you know exactly what you can offer them. And now if you're dropping off or mailing packets with your samples, you want to give yourself at least 3 or 4 days for this to arrive. And you can use these envelopes, you can use pink cute envelopes, it doesn't matter. The other thing I would suggest is make like 10 to 20 of these all together. It takes way less time. The longest part of it is opening the little clamshell. So you've got these clamshells. Okay, so literally you can lay out 10 of them and take your cleanser or whatever you're putting in them and just squirt all of them, and then you put a label on them with a number so that she knows what order they're going in, and then you just have a list of what number is what so that it's always in the same order. Okay, so make these so they're ready to go. So you've got the product, and you want to have whatever papers you're putting in there. The papers that we use are all on our Facebook group under the topic Hydra Extreme or whatever kind of party you're doing. They're also uploaded in the files. So this is what they look like. And then there's also this promotional flyer for the current starter kit special. So those are all in there, and they're just folded up so they fit. So this is all one packet, and it's all in here and it's ready to go. So when I get someone's address, you could drop it off and put it in a bag, or if you're mailing it, you literally just seal it and label it and mail it, which is great. So super easy, super quick. What I would recommend if you're mailing something is to go with Pirate Ship. It's free. You just need a scale. It can be a postage scale or even a food scale would work, and a printer. And you'll save about $1 a package, which is fantastic, and it tracks everything on there. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so you make your packets and then figure out what hostess plan you want to use. There's a lot of options on our group. And you can totally use whatever you want, but you want there to be a string attached. So she's not just going to get $100 in free product because you like her. Like, she's going to do something. So typically it's something, okay, if you have a certain number of guests, you get a certain amount of free product. If you have a certain amount of sales, you get a certain amount of free product. Outside orders, bookings, things like that. And you attach, $20 in free product if you have $200 or $100 in outside orders, $20 in free product with 2 bookings, or whatever you want to use. But there's a lot of examples in our page, so make sure you pick one. And then you're going to pick a date with her. So pick a date, get her scheduled, and I mail this after I pick a date because I don't want to just mail it and have it out there because this costs money and then I'm mailing it. So I pick a date and then drop it in the mail. Once she picks a date, oh great, that sounds so fun. I'm so excited. Do you want to check and see if any girlfriends can join you, either virtually or in person, depending on how you're doing it? To see if you can get some free product. I'm offering up to blank amount of free product, whatever you're offering. If she says yes, great. That sounds great. Let me get you an invite. Please use the invitation because it's such a unique experience. It's hard to describe what we're doing. And so just use the invite, just copy and paste it. The invites are also in the topic group, Hydra Extreme. So it's all there. You can get all of this written down and all scripted out. And then you're going to make her a little flyer. Use the PicCollage app. And the flyer's there too, and you'll just put the date and the time and whatever media you're using. If you're doing Zoom, if you're doing Google Duo, if you're doing whatever you're doing, just put that on the flyer. And I usually do Zoom. I have the Pro, it's $15 a month, and then there's unlimited time on it. If you don't have the Pro, it's 45-minute max. So you can use whatever digital Zoom virtual thing you want to do, it doesn't matter. But just pick it and put it on the flyer and put hosted by and her name and the date and time and all that's on there. So you send that to her. And then it's going to say, basically, I'm so excited. I just did this session. It was awesome. Can you join me on this day at this time? And then you say, when she says yes, send her the second part. And the second part should say, oh, great. I'm so glad you can come. make sure you send your address to your name at your number so that she can get your samples out. And then you'll be getting these text messages. So you'll know when she sends it out because if you have text messages. And if you don't, she didn't send it out yet. So that's really easy to know if your party's holding, right? So if you haven't gotten any text messages, you can check with her like, hey, I just wanted to check and make sure you were able to send that because I haven't gotten any texts from your girls yet. And then you can talk to her about, oh, she has and they just haven't sent it. Great, well, make sure they send me a text so I can get their samples because otherwise they can't participate. So, because that's a little bit different because it's a little bit, the world's a little bit different now. All right, so then you're going to, if she says no, she doesn't want to have friends, that's totally fine. A lot of people are going to book it after they do their first one because they're going to love it so much. And so, and when she realizes how easy it is. So that's fine. And you love her anyway, so you're just going to mail her packet out and you're excited she can do it. So then you're going to coach her session. There's scripts posted once again in the topic group and the Hydro Extreme. Basically, what you're going to send a few messages highlighting some of the products we're using. So you can highlight the facial peel or the charcoal mask or whatever you're doing and say why you like it. Can't wait to treat you. We're going to try this charcoal mask. It's so purifying and your face is going to feel so awesome afterwards and whatever. And then you just kind of remind her the day before and the day of. Okay. Then you're going to hold this session. You're going to remind her the day of, and then you'll send her a reminder about 10 minutes before and ask her to let you know if she needs help getting on. And then afterwards, we also have scripts in that same section on our Facebook group that asks about, like, it gets her wish list. You're going to ask her what she thinks about joining your team. Like, remember, as a consultant, we get half off. What do you think about that? And it really just walks you right through it. Then you'll book her for a second session with friends. Make sure you book her for a second session with friends. It is so easy. They literally send a text to their friends and you do the rest. Okay, so super easy. And then, of course, you're going to get her order. Now, after you talk to her, if she does not sign up to become a consultant, you want to get a time that she can talk with me or your sales director to get an entry in for the cash drawing, preferably as close as possible to when you did that Zoom. Like if she can talk right then, text your director or text me right then. If not, as soon as possible, less than 24 hours preferably, so that we can just get her feedback for that drawing. So you want to make sure you take advantage of that, and that'll really help grow your team. And even if it's not for her, maybe she can help you find people who are interested. Okay, so let's say she's booked her second session and you've given her invitation right then. You went ahead, you got off the phone with her, you went ahead and got the scripts, changed the date in it, made the flyer, texted it to her, and then you're going to make a Facebook group for her to add her people to. You're going to set the flyer, the invitation, as the cover photo. And then the coaching messages are in that same post so you basically just schedule them, asking people to register with you, send you basically their address and phone number. Now make sure you get their phone number if they're doing it on Facebook. And I just tell them, I need your phone number to send out so I can finish filling this out to send out the samples. And they just gave me the phone number, which is great because you want to be able to get their feedback afterwards. That's really important. So you're going to schedule all those posts, and it's in there exactly how you do it. But it's basically the same thing you were texting her before. But if she adds all her people to the group, then they're not getting quite so many text messages, and then they can all be excited together, which is fun. Okay, and then you're also going to post like the Zoom information. You post all of that in the group. You are going to have her remind her people the day of the party or the day before. But the other thing that's great about this Facebook group is she's going to invite a lot of people to it. And everyone's not going to send you their number, and their address, which is fine. But you can actually go look and see who's been invited to the group and send everyone who's been invited to the group, or everyone who's in the group who you don't have their information, send them all a message. You request them as a friend and then send them all a message. And then it tells them this is once again in the coaching document, but it basically says, hey, Susie, this is Rachel. I'm friends with Audrey. And she mentioned she was looking for a few more people to join us for our Hydro Extreme on Friday or whatever day. This is what it is, and it describes it. Could I send you some samples so we can do it virtually? And you'll have some people that ignore you, but you'll have some more people that say yes. And so I kind of count those as like referrals from a hostess. And I'll totally count it for her party. I don't mind that I sent them a message. It takes like 2 minutes to go through that, but it's a great way to meet people in like 2 minutes. So super easy. And they're really excited to do it. And they can see you because they see your face and your pictures on Facebook, so they can see you're real. And I just have really great success with it. I've gotten a lot of parties booked and held a lot of appointments just because I went and messaged the people that were invited to the Facebook group. And then you'll have some people who didn't show up the day of the party, or who sent you their address too late, or maybe by the time you got it, like it was just after the party, whatever, or their packet arrived late. I tell them that's totally fine. As long as we hold their session within 2 weeks, I'll still count it. I just want to see faces. Obviously I'd love for you to all do it together. But if you are like bummed that you can't make it to her party, am I still going to do it with you? Absolutely. Absolutely. And maybe I have a group session on Thursday and I'll just have her join. And I'll have like 5 or 6 group people, or 10 or 12 or however many, on one Zoom, and we'll all do it together. And maybe no one's ever met before. And that's totally fine. I try to spend a couple minutes at the beginning, just kind of meeting everybody, trying to connect. And then we just move on and do the session. And it's really super fun. So when you're on your session, have fun, get to know your people, spend a minute at the beginning connecting, tell them about the cash drawing, that you're going to get them entered just when you want to talk to them afterwards, just to get their feedback. You could do a little giveaway that if they talk with you afterwards, you'll get entered to win a prize. It could be a sample. It could be anything. It doesn't matter. You just want to talk to them afterwards and get their feedback. But this is going to be great. I'm so excited for you, and I'm so proud of you for watching this video on how to have great success working virtually. And the last thing I would say is, don't be afraid to ask somebody a couple times what they think about joining your team. This is a different world, and sometimes people need just exposure to it a few different times. And sometimes the second or third time, maybe it's a hostess, and maybe at her party, she ends up deciding, you know what, I think I'm going to do this. Even if her party's not amazing as you were hoping it was going to be. Maybe it was just enough for her to see, hey, wait a minute, my friends are shopping with her. They should be shopping with me, right? And maybe I could do this. I've seen her do this a few times. She just does the same thing over and over again. So don't be afraid to ask more than once. But I hope this is helpful. Please reach out to me with any questions, and I hope you have a great day.